Hello, this is Ashley Applegate, KWI On The Couch. Today I'm joined with Isaac Maddox. Isaac, when did you graduate Kentucky Welding Institute?
I graduated back in 2019.
Okay, so you've been out of school a couple years. Tell us about that first job.
The first job wasn't too bad. It was kind of nerve-wracking going out there, taking your first weld test and doing all that stuff and being out there by yourself. But once I got in there and started talking to people and actually showing them that I could weld, it got a lot better after that.
Okay, so you came here right out of high school?
Yep.
Yeah, so green and inexperienced possibly as far as, being in the industry. So when you said out there, where out there was that job?
I was working in Kimmer, Wyoming on that one.
Okay, so did you drive out?
It was at an Exxon Mobil refinery.
Okay, so refinery work. Yeah, so did you drive all the way out there?
Yep, I think it took 25 hours.
Okay, so quite a long haul.
Yep.
Yeah, so I can imagine a little bit of nervousness played in. Did you weld test before you got there, or did you have to weld test on site?
I weld tested in Bowling Green, Kentucky, so about 4 hours from here, from my hometown, and then drove out there, and they actually made you take another one out there, the flux, solar flux. And on that job, I actually met the guy that I went to my next job with. He was a foreman out there.
All right, so work kind of bleeds into work.
Yeah, so I got out there and they needed a bunch of repairs and all that stuff, so I came over there to work for this one guy, and I done all them repairs and they all shot good, so he took me to Louisiana with him.
Okay, so they're basically doing a non-destructive testing method on all those. You had to prove yourself under the gun.
Yeah, and it wasn't even my welds in the first place, so I had to go fix other people's welds.
Okay. Yeah, that was probably interesting. So what happened to those guys? Are they now off the job?
Yeah, they got ran out.
All right, so if you're thinking about a current student or a student who's thinking about Kentucky Welding Institute and you're talking to them, headed to that first job, it's a long way and a couple days out realistically. What do you tell that person? How do you prepare for that first job, that long haul?
It's definitely going to be hard. The only thing that I got is just keep going. Like, you're going to mess up. Just keep doing it until you get it right.
Okay.
And as long as you get it right, when that x-ray truck comes and it shoots good, that's what they remember.
So I know a lot of places, they won't rent a hotel to anyone that's under 21.
Yeah, that's very difficult.
And so how'd you overcome that?
The hard part for me was the credit cards. Whenever you first get a credit card, they don't want to give you a high limit on it. So like I had like a $500 limit on my one, so I was just maxing them out week after week. It was bad until I finally got it up to where I could actually use my money, right?
Yeah, so you got to have a little bit of help to get there. So they're probably doing a direct deposit. How long did it take that first paycheck to hit your bank?
So whenever you go to work, the first week you don't get paid. You'll actually get paid the week after. So it'll be a week behind. Okay. So if you leave work on a Friday and go home, you'll actually get paid the next Friday.
All right. So you got to have a little nest egg or rely on a credit card in some way. And I guess if you're maxing out a $500 credit card that you're going to pay off with that first paycheck, it is not so bad maxing out
Yeah, that was the hard part with the limits on it, because hotels, they're expensive, $300 a week, and a credit card's for a month.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So that job give you any per diem to help cover that hotel?
Yeah, they did. But the only bad thing is whenever I went out there, my debit card through like the actual bank, it got closed off, so I couldn't use my debit card, so I had to order one. So it was a pretty big headache.
All right, so it sounds like some challenges there that most people aren't expecting.
Yeah.
When you hit that first job.
Yeah, you definitely need a little nest egg before you go to work.
All right. What did you take with you as far as not necessarily amounts of money or clothes, gear? We know about that stuff, but other things. What'd you take? Maybe like a canceled check or a voided check, something like that.
Yeah, you'll take your social. I take my social with me everywhere I go, and I take a voided check. And some people make you have per diem papers, so like your bills for water bill and all that stuff, but I didn't run into that out there since it was so many states away. Okay. But like here around the house, you have to have per diem papers a lot.
Looking back at your career, how did you get started into welding?
Probably my brother, because whenever I was in grade school, I just saw him doing it, and my dad did a little bit of boiler making, and then I just never did want to go to college or nothing, so I figured this would be the best route to go.
Okay, yeah. So 6 months of training, you're in and out the door. Looking back at week 2, what do you tell yourself then knowing what you know now, that you would have done different at KWI?
Your fit up is the main thing of welding. A good fit will make a good weld.
Right, that's true. So do you fit all your stuff in the field, or do you have a fitter?
No, I have a fitter, but I always make sure that I like it before I weld it.
Okay, I guess, you know, so what if that fitter had a flat tire and you know, he's having a bad day? He's probably not going to get ran off.
Yeah, right. The fitters, they're more lenient on them because, you know, they don't have x-ray coming in and telling them that their stuff is bad. So it's mainly the welder. If the welder has a problem and then he can say something about it, maybe they'll switch him crews. But it's a lot more difficult for a welder because you can get ran out pretty quick. Yeah,
I think a lot of welders don't respect the fitter as much. If you've got a good fitter that knows what they're doing and they give you the, you know, the gap or the root face of the land that you're looking for,
right,
then it's going to make your job easier, their job's easier, and everybody's going to get along quicker.
Right, and you're not going to have a good fit, like a perfect fit every single time. So, I mean, you have to know what you can and can't weld. Don't weld something that you can't weld just to make him happy.
Right.
If you can weld it, do it. But if you can't, just tell him, hey, man, I'm not comfortable doing that.
Okay.
But, I mean, if it's not a terrible gap, just, you know, if he's having a bad day or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not all the time.
Take it easy on that guy.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's not always someone else's fault.
Right.
You know, if you take that challenge and you're not ready for that, then some of that's got to rely on your shoulders instead of blaming it on the other guy. Thinking about weld testing and all the way through, let's start with KWI. What was your hardest weld test at KWI?
My hardest weld test was a stainless combo monster.
Okay. So tell me about that. What is, you know, most people watching may not know what a monster is. What's a monster?
It's just a super coupon. It's like
you know,
thicker than a Schedule 160.
Yeah, really heavy, but 5/8 thick wall on that. You know, so it's common in the industry for that to be the test.
Right.
And when you say a stainless steel combo, what does that mean?
So I had to TIG the root, TIG the hot, and then stick weld the rest all the way up to the cap, the filling cap.
Okay. Those stainless steel stick rods aren't favorable,
they don't
are they?
run very good.
Right. Yeah, they're definitely separate the the skilled from the unskilled.
Yep.
Right there.
Yeah, I had problems with that test.
Okay. So you finished up that first job out in Wyoming. You know, where'd that second job take you to?
It took me right across the river from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I was working at a plant called Placid Refining. It was right across from another ExxonMobil refinery down there. And I actually did have to take an x-ray combo stainless monster.
Okay.
Down there.
Yeah, so to get on the job, the weld test had to be x-rayed. So getting you prepped up, getting you ready for all of this stuff, you know, KWI has those AWS certifications that we offer. How many did you graduate with?
I believe it was 15 or 16, I believe.
So that's a pile of certifications.
Yeah.
You know, typical program is 6 certifications. How much did you have to pay for all those extra certifications?
Nothing.
No, really? Come on.
No.
So KWI is giving you all that stuff for free, all the extra certifications. What about any additional time while you were there? Which shift were you on?
I was on second shift.
Second shift, so did you come in early and weld?
I came in early for my co-op before I actually started school, and then whenever I did start, I think I'd come in around 12:30 or 1, I believe. Okay. So I had maybe an hour or two.
So you were grabbing some of that extra hour, some of that extra gravy that KWI had to offer for you there. You know, so we went around the world almost in welding. Any of the other skills and credentials you learned been favorable for you?
I just used my NCCO card out in Nevada.
Okay, so what's the NCCO?
So there was like a 4-man crew out there, me, my brother, and 2 other guys, and we had to do everything: fit, weld, rig, bolt up, everything.
Okay, all right. So that brings us full circle. So you saw your brother welding, and you thought it was cool, and your dad had done a little bit of work, and now you're on a job with your brother recently?
Yep. Yeah, we went out to Nevada together.
All right. So how cool was that? You know, are you showing him a thing or two now?
Every once in a while.
Okay, yeah, I bet that's true.
Yeah, I got to keep him in line sometimes. Sometimes he forgets what he's doing.
Okay, yeah, I could really see that coming along the lines right there. Whenever you think about, hey, I've got this big long list of jobs, and you think about my bucket list job, what's the one job that I haven't done yet, or maybe you have done, that you would love to say, yes, I worked here and I've done that?
I'd love to rig weld right now.
Okay.
I want to do that.
Yeah, so I think a lot of youngsters dream about that rig welding, but and going into that, what would you tell somebody that says, all I want to do is rig weld? You haven't done a whole lot of that yet. You know, do you want that person to sit on the couch and wait, or what do you advise them?
No, I would say you need to go ahead and learn it all, because I've worked several jobs and seen guys with their rigs out there combo welding like me.
Okay.
So I think it'd be the best to know both of them, so you can always stay busy no matter what it is.
Okay, so you know how to uphill and you know how to downhill, very skilled and very versatile like that.
Yep.
All right. Well, Isaac, we really appreciate you coming in and talking with us today about your time at KWI and your life on the road. We appreciate y'all listening. I'm Ashley Applegate, KWI On The Couch.